What's going on, guys? My name is Garrett, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Syndicate, an upcoming historical action adventure open world stealth video game being developed by Ubisoft Quebec and of course being published by the one and only Ubisoft. Now, this game is set to be released October 23rd, 2015 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and on November 19th for all PC users. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty overview and / my opinion of this game, I do want to give you guys some forewarning. If you've come to this video looking for someone very knowledgeable about Assassin's Creed franchise and knowing everything that's happened in every single Assassin's Creed before this, then you've definitely come to the wrong place. But if you're looking for an outsider looking in opinion, someone that hasn't had a lot of experience with the Assassin's Creed franchise, then I believe you are in the right area. Because personally, I have not played a lot of Assassin's Creed, and I want to give you guys my opinion on this game. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate is set within London in 1868 during the Industrial Revolution. The story follows two twins, Jacob and Evie Fry, as they navigate the corridors of organized crime during the Victorian era and fight against the established order controlled by the Templars, which is pretty much the bad guys. The game retains the series' third-person open-world exploration, as well as introducing new traveling systems and refined combat and stealth mechanics. Now, for a fact, I know that Ubisoft does not have any intentions to feature any form of multiplayer gameplay from what I've learned thus far. When I got to play the game, there was no multiplayer functions. It's simply single player with a very indulging story, and I think you guys will really appreciate it. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate marks the first time ever Ubisoft has gone ahead and used the system where you can freely switch between two different protagonists, and that's something I'm used to from GTA 5. This also marks the first time Ubisoft has ever used a female protagonist, and I'm really excited to see what they can do to make this story that much more engaging with two different protagonists, especially them being two different genders. So now that you guys know more information about the two main protagonists, let's go ahead and break them up individually. Starting off with Jacob Fry. Now, he's meant to be the more hot-headed figure, definitely up in your face, loves brawling type of guy, close combat, while his sister Evie is very strong in stealth and relies on her intelligence and wit to go ahead and beat her enemies. Right out the gate, I'm going to go ahead and say that my favorite character to use was Jacob. Now, even though I am very used to going ahead and using stealth mechanics in different games, for me, Evie just didn't do it. I felt she was so weak when it came to fist fights, or maybe, I don't know, I just couldn't control her properly to really get a feel for how she should be fighting on the field. Like every combat game, there is ways to go ahead and defend yourself. Every time you press triangle, you would go ahead and block, and there's other countermeasures you can use to go ahead and get away. And one of the coolest things I think Assassin's Creed has added with this specific Assassin's Creed, which I have learned is new, is the rope launcher. Now, parkour has always been a huge thing in Assassin's Creed, and I think you guys can all agree with that parkour is one of the main features. Besides the combat, the story, sometimes the multiplayer, parkour is a huge aspect of the Assassin's Creed franchise. But recently, Ubisoft decided to add the rope launcher. Now, this is always accessible by hitting L1, and overall, it operates in two modes. If your attach point is directly above your character, it allows them to grapple up the side of the building, and if your attach point is at the same height or below your character, it works like a zip line. So overall, a very useful tool to have a part of your equipment. But of course, it has its flaws. I didn't see it as powerful as something like the grapple gun in Batman Arkham. But at the same rate, it did have its benefits. Sometimes it felt as if Ubisoft only allowed you to grapple onto certain points, and sometimes there's so few points to grapple onto, it's sort of useless in my personal opinion. On the parkour subject, I've always ran into problems where if the parkour is not flawless and you're able to easily do it, it's not really worth it for me. And that's something I've always seen in the Assassin's Creed franchise, is why normally I wasn't always interested. What I really like about this Syndicate or this Assassin's Creed is the fact that I can just fight whenever I want. I really love getting the brawls and doing all the side missions, all the main missions, and really getting all up in nitty-gritty with Jacob. But at the same rate, the parkour always seemed a little buggy to me. Sometimes I wasn't able to get off certain light posts or get down from certain windowsills, which really bugged me. But at the same rate, I was able to just flawlessly run around, which always caused no problem. Now let's talk about a few things that I found interesting in regards to the fighting system that is implemented in the game. Now, like a lot of fighting games, you have different combos you can do. In Assassin's Syndicate, you also have the same thing. There's a new combo meter and the addition of the near death state for enemies. At certain points in your combo, you can finish off an enemy opponent, and the near death states allows you to leave a stunned opponent, move on to the next one, and then kill both targets at the same time. In fact, if you're good enough to near death multiple enemies, you can execute up to 4 at once. Now, if you decide that combat, like myself, is something you absolutely love, there is a ton of different combat-specific skills that make killing so much easier. Same thing goes with stealth. There's a ton of different skills for stealth and the ecosystem, as there's a ton of different trees you can go ahead and unlock. So an example, unlocking the Slayer skill lets you automatically near death an enemy once your combo reaches 10, while the next unlocked in that line lets you near death a second enemy shortly after near deathing the first. If that's confusing, I'm sorry, it's just so epic. One skill at the end of this combat tree actually regenerates health when you pull off a multi-kill, so if you're going to be Jack the Ripper in public, Ubisoft figures you might as well benefit from it. In addition to going ahead and using the old combat system, you can also now pretty much have your own gang. When you're playing as Jacob, you can go ahead and have the Rooks help you out. Now, to take over the town or the city, Jacob has gone ahead and decided he wants to go about this by recruiting gang members. Now, if you find Rooks hanging around the city, you can co-opt them to join you. Once that's done, they'll follow you around the city. Now, sadly, they don't follow you on rooftops, they don't use grappling guns and stuff like that, but somehow they always know where you are, so they will appear. So if you're in the area, you can order them to attack targets and killing them or acting as a distraction for you. There's a separate skill tree for improving your gang, allowing you to draft members or simply improve the quality of the Rooks in areas already under your control. Now, to go ahead and get Rooks, you will need to go ahead and control different areas, and overall that system works pretty flawless to me, especially if you enjoy recruiting gang members and having things under your control or having some extra backup on the field of combat. Now, with the build I was able to play, I truly did enjoy the combat system and the endless fun I had, whether it was checking on some side missions, doing the main missions, or just roaming around all of London, getting into some serious trouble. I genuinely had a good time. But at the same rate, I don't see the Assassin's Creed appeal yet. Maybe I still need to go ahead and give this some more time, but overall, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is still a game that I'm unsure about. Well, this really goes for any Assassin's Creed. I've always been a big lover of open world games, and Assassin's Creed Syndicate does allow you to do this with extra features, but I just don't understand the appeal or hype behind the Assassin's Creed. Now, even though I do feel this way right now, come October 23rd and November 19th, I will be picking it up for PS4 and PC to give it another round. I want to give it another go to see maybe I missed something, because a lot of you guys do love this game. Again, it is Ubisoft's flagship title, so I must be missing something. With the love and passion I have for the games like Watch Dogs, GTA 5, Mad Max, Batman, why don't I love this game? Why don't I like it? And I don't know that answer just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely pick up the game. I'm not saying you should too, but check out the gameplay I'll be uploading on my channel these next few days. Let me know what you guys think. If you love it, if you hate it, what don't you like, what do you have questions about? Let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to go ahead and answer those questions. So to wrap up this overview of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I wanted to thank you, the viewer, for watching to this point all the way to the end, and I greatly appreciate all the support. Big thank you to Ubisoft for giving me the opportunity to play Assassin's Creed Syndicate and actually flying me all the way to London to check out their beautiful game. Now, of course, this video was not sponsored by Assassin's Creed Syndicate, was not sponsored by Ubisoft. This is just truly how I feel about the game and just my overview and review of this title. Again, I really appreciate everything you guys have allowed me to accomplish here on my channel, and I want to let you guys know how I truly feel about a game that I'm just not used to playing. You guys know that I'm used to open world free roam games, and I want to give Assassin's Creed Syndicate that opportunity that it deserves, like any other game. If you guys, again, have any questions, concerns, let me know in the comment section. Go ahead and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course on Snapchat. And keep up to date with everything I do here on my channel by subscribing. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll see you later on today with a brand new video. Later, guys.